Welcome to our deep dive. We're going to be looking at the future of AI and, you know, how it might affect your world.
Oh, yeah.
We got a pretty wild mix of sources here today. We're going to be hearing from Elon Musk.
Oh, wow.
We got Sam Altman, Jensen Huang, Fei Li,
That's a pretty amazing lineup.
some of the biggest names in AI and tech today.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll also be pulling in some insights from quantum computing experts
Okay.
and even some economists.
Interesting combination.
The idea is to, cut through all the jargon and figure out what it all means.
Yeah, what does it mean for the average person?
Exactly.
Not just for the people in Silicon Valley.
Yeah, how's this going to affect, you and me and everyone listening out there?
Sure.
So let's just jump right into it.
Sounds good.
First up, the speed of AI advancements is just nuts.
Yeah, it's really incredible.
I mean, Elon Musk predicts that by 2040,
2040. Okay.
we could be outnumbered by humanoid robots.
Outnumbered. Wow.
And these robots could cost as little as $25,000 each.
That's,
He's got a bit of a knack.
yeah, he's made some pretty wild predictions before,
Yeah.
and they've often turned out to be,
They're surprisingly accurate.
yeah, pretty accurate. Maybe the timing is a bit off.
Yeah.
But he often gets the direction, right?
The direction.
Yeah, like the general trend.
And trend, right?
So if he's even close to right on this one,
Right.
think about what that means. Billions of robots capable of doing almost anything.
Billions.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling.
So you're probably thinking, okay, robots, but what about my job?
Right. How does that affect me personally?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the big question.
So think about, the tasks you do every day.
Uh-huh.
Which ones could a robot potentially do?
Interesting.
And it's not about robots taking over, right?
It's not like a Terminator scenario.
It's not like the Terminator's coming.
Yeah.
It's more about understanding which skills are going to be valuable
Right.
in a future where AI can do a lot of the routine stuff.
The stuff that we maybe don't enjoy doing anyway.
Right, exactly. Yeah, the boring, repetitive tasks.
So it's like AI is kind of forcing us to level up
In a way, yeah.
and focus on what makes us uniquely human.
What makes us human? That's a big one.
Yeah. Creativity, problem solving, those soft skills.
Those are harder to automate.
Yeah. Those are things that robots can't quite grasp yet.
At least not yet.
And this isn't some distant sci-fi future we're talking about.
Right. It feels like it's happening now.
That's happening now.
Yeah.
Sam Altman
Oh, the CEO of OpenAI.
predicts that artificial superintelligence,
Artificial superintelligence. What is that?
AI that's smarter than humans,
Okay, so like way beyond what we have now.
yeah,
Okay.
could be just thousands of days away.
Thousands of days, not centuries.
Not centuries, not
Oh,
decades.
that's a time frame we can practically count on our fingers.
Nine.
It's a little unnerving,
It's wild.
but also exciting in a way.
Yeah, think about what that could mean.
What could it mean?
I mean, imagine a future
Uh-huh.
where the cost of goods and services just plummets.
Plummets
Because robots and AI are doing most of the work.
wow, so a world of abundance
Abundance.
where scarcity becomes a thing of the past.
Yeah.
That's a pretty radical concept.
Okay, so let's try to break down all these different levels of AI
Yeah, there's a lot of talk about that.
that are being thrown around.
Levels of AI. Uh-huh.
Sam Altman has this framework he calls the 5 levels of AGI.
AGI, artificial general intelligence.
Artificial General Intelligence.
Okay.
He starts with level 1,
Level 1, okay.
which we're already seeing all around us.
Like what?
Basic chatbots.
Oh, yeah, like customer service bots.
Yeah, or those virtual assistants on our phones.
Right, the ones that never quite understand what you're asking.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's level 1.
Level 1.
What about level 2?
Level 2 is all about reasoning.
Reasoning. So like AI that can process information
Yeah.
and draw conclusions.
Yeah, like those AIs that are acing standardized tests these days.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that.
It's crazy.
So they can actually think.
In a way,
Yeah,
you're probably already interacting with level 1 and 2 AIs.
probably without even realizing it.
Every day.
Heck, how?
Your email spam filter,
Oh, yeah.
your smart home assistant,
Right.
things like that.
Makes sense.
But what's exciting is that we're seeing a rapid jump to level 3.
Level 3. Okay, what's that all about?
This is where AI can act on its own.
Act on its own. So not just processing information,
Yeah.
but actually doing stuff.
Imagine an AI that not only analyzes your finances,
Okay, I like that.
but automatically invests your money based on your goals
Wow, that would be amazing.
and your risk tolerance.
Okay, so it's making decisions for you
Yeah.
based on what it's learned about you.
Exactly.
That's a little scary, but also potentially very helpful.
It could be really helpful.
Yeah, especially if you're not a financial expert yourself.
That jump from reasoning to action is a game changer.
Big time.
We're already seeing glimpses of level 4.
Level 4, okay.
The innovators, as Altman calls them.
The innovators, what do they do?
Remember that project where AI designed a functional airfoil?
Oh, yeah, I read about that.
That's AI going beyond just solving problems.
Right.
It's actually designing solutions.
Wow, so it's being creative in a sense.
It's almost like AI is becoming a creative partner.
That's an interesting way to think about it.
And the best part?
What's that?
You don't need to be a tech giant to play in this space.
Really?
AI is becoming more accessible every day.
That's great news.
Kai-Fu Lee, a leading AI expert,
Okay, I've heard of them.
argues that you don't always need billions of dollars
Billions, right?
to build powerful AI models.
So it's not just for the Googles and the Facebooks of the world.
No.
That's encouraging.
He points to his company, which developed a model on a $3 million budget.
$3 million, that's a lot of money.
It is. But compared to
billions.
Compared to billions, it's nothing.
Right.
And it can go toe-to-toe with models trained on $100 million.
Wow. So you can achieve a lot with relatively little. Yeah. That's really empowering.
So AI is a tool.
It's a tool.
Anyone with a good idea and a willingness to learn can use.
Anyone can use it.
It's not just for the big players anymore.
I like that.
And that's a point worth emphasizing.
What is that?
The real power of AI isn't just its ability to analyze data or automate tasks.
Yeah.
It's its potential to democratize innovation.
Democratize innovation.
Put powerful tools in the hands of individuals.
Yeah.
Small teams.
Level the playing field.
Level the playing field.
I like that.
Okay, so we've talked about how fast AI is developing.
Yeah.
And what the different levels of AI mean.
Right, all those levels.
Now let's zoom in on what this means for you and the work you do.
What does it mean for me and my job?
Imagine every industry, from software development to mining.
Mining, wow.
Being transformed by AI.
So no industry is immune?
No industry is immune.
Wow, that's a bold statement.
Jensen Huang,
the CEO of NVIDIA,
argues that's exactly what's going to happen.
Every industry will be transformed by AI.
AI is poised to revolutionize every sector.
Wow.
Changing how we work, how we create value, how we solve problems.
Which is huge.
And we already have real-world examples of this happening.
Like what?
Cobalt Metals.
Cobalt Metals? I haven't heard of them.
It's a 5-year-old startup.
5 years old, okay.
They used AI to uncover the largest copper deposit.
Wow, the largest in a decade.
That's incredible in a decade. Okay.
They did this by feeding 100-year-old mining reports.
100-year-old?
Wow. And radar imagery into an AI system.
So they used data that was just sitting there.
Yeah, data that was just sitting there.
Waiting to be unlocked.
Waiting to be unlocked by AI.
Wow, that's amazing.
They basically found a massive copper deposit.
Just like that.
Using data that was just there.
It's like finding a needle in a haystack.
It's a perfect example of how AI can unearth value in places we might have overlooked.
Places we didn't even think to look.
That's incredible.
It is. It makes you wonder what other hidden gems are waiting to be discovered.
Right. With the help of AI.
Exactly.
What else is out there?
That's the point.
Okay, what is it?
The real impact of AI isn't just efficiency.
It's not just about doing things faster.
It's about what we do.
Okay.
With the freed up human talent.
Okay.
When AI takes over the mundane, repetitive tasks, it frees us up to focus on what we do best.
What we do best.
Creativity, innovation, complex problem solving.
The things that make us human.
The things that make us human.
Right.
Okay, I'm totally geeking out over this.
Yeah, me too.
But I have to ask.
What's that?
If AI is this powerful now, what happens when we add another layer of complexity?
Another layer? Like what?
What about quantum computing?
Quantum computing. Oh, wow.
It's like a wild card in this whole AI game.
A wild card. How so?
It could lead to incredible breakthroughs.
In what areas?
In medicine, material science.
Okay.
But it also poses a serious threat.
A threat to what?
To our digital security.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that.
Quantum computers being able to break our current encryption methods.
Right, like cracking codes.
Yeah, that sounds like a recipe for chaos.
Yeah, it's a bit unsettling.
So quantum computers, unlike traditional computers, harness the bizarre laws of quantum mechanics.
Quantum mechanics, it's like a whole other world.
It is.
Okay.
They're especially good at simulating nature.
Simulating nature, like how?
At the molecular level.
Oh, wow.
Which could revolutionize fields like drug discovery.
Okay, so like designing new drugs?
Yeah.
That could be amazing.
And material
New
design.
materials with amazing properties?
Exactly.
That's pretty exciting.
It's like having a million parallel universes.
A million parallel universes. Okay.
Working on a problem at the same time.
So that's how they're so powerful.
Yeah.
They can explore so many possibilities simultaneously.
We could find solutions to things we never thought possible.
Like what kind of things?
Like curing diseases.
Curing diseases. Wow.
Or even reversing climate change.
Okay, now that would be a game changer.
Right.
Solving climate change with quantum computers.
It's mind-blowing.
It is.
But that same power could be used to crack the codes
Right.
that protect our online banking, our private communications,
Mm-hmm.
even national secrets.
So it's a double-edged sword.
It is.
Powerful, but potentially dangerous.
So what are we doing to protect ourselves?
Yeah. Are we just sitting ducks?
Are we just sitting ducks waiting for quantum computers to take over?
That's a good question.
The good news is
There's good news.
experts are already working on solutions
Okay, like what?
like quantum-safe encryption.
Quantum-safe encryption. Okay, so like a shield
A shield.
against those code-cracking quantum computers.
It's a race against time,
It is.
but one that's critical for protecting your data in the future.
Protecting my data. Okay, I'm listening.
It's a bit like a cybersecurity arms race.
An arms race.
We develop new defenses,
Right.
they develop new attacks,
And the cycle continues.
and the cycle continues.
It's like a constant game of cat and mouse.
And it highlights why it's so important to stay informed about these developments.
Informed.
We can't just bury our heads in the sand and hope for the best.
No, pretending it's not happening won't help.
We need to understand the challenges
Yeah.
and opportunities that quantum computing presents
Uh-huh.
and be proactive about protecting ourselves.
Proactive. Okay, I like that.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground already,
A lot of ground.
from humanoid robots to quantum encryption.
It's a lot to take in,
It is.
but it's fascinating.
It is.
It really is.
It's clear that the AI revolution is upon us. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
happening now.
But before we dive deeper
Oh,
into the specific implications for you,
the implications for me. Okay.
let's take a step back and
Oh,
think about the bigger picture.
The bigger picture. Okay.
I think it's important to understand the context,
The context.
the historical forces that have led us to this point,
Mhm.
and the potential trajectories that lie ahead.
So where we've come from and where we might be going.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because knowing where we've come from and where we might be headed
Yeah,
can help us make better decisions in the present.
that makes sense.
So let's shift gears a bit
Okay, I'm ready.
and explore the historical evolution of AI,
The history of AI. Okay.
tracing its roots back to the earliest ideas and visions.
Going way back.
Way back,
Okay.
that have shaped this transformative technology.
It's a long journey.
It's a fascinating journey,
It is.
one that will take us
Take where?
from the philosophical musings of ancient Greece
Ancient Greece. Wow.
to the groundbreaking algorithms of the 21st century.
From philosophy to algorithms.
And along the way,
Yeah.
we'll encounter brilliant minds,
Okay.
groundbreaking discoveries, and surprising twists and turns
Twists and turns.
that have brought us to this pivotal moment in human history.
This is exciting.
Sounds like a plan.
It does.
Let's dive into the history of AI and see how we got to where we are today.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
I'm ready. So let's rewind the clock a bit, you know. The dream of creating artificial intelligence is actually much older than you might think.
Oh, really?
Mm.
I always kind of assumed AI was a pretty recent concept.
Yeah, a lot of people do, but the seeds were planted way back in ancient Greece.
Ancient Greece.
With all those myths about, you know, automatons and artificial beings.
Okay, so those early ideas.
Yeah, but the real groundwork was laid in the mid-20th century.
Okay.
With the birth of modern computing.
So that's when the whole idea of thinking machines really started to take shape.
Exactly. Think about Alan Turing.
Alan Turing.
A brilliant mathematician who cracked the Enigma code during World War II.
Oh, wow.
He developed something called the Turing test,
The Turing test.
which to this day is a benchmark for determining whether a machine can exhibit intelligent behavior.
So, like, if you're having a text conversation and you can't tell if you're talking to a human or a machine.
Right, that machine passes the Turing test.
Interesting.
It's a fascinating concept that still sparks debate today. Then in 1956, we had the Dartmouth Workshop.
The Dartmouth Workshop.
This gathering of leading scientists is considered the official birth of the field of artificial intelligence.
So that was like the big bang of AI.
You could say that they were super optimistic, even predicting that machines would be able to do the work of humans within a generation.
Wow, a generation. That seems a little overly optimistic in hindsight.
It does now, but their enthusiasm was infectious.
Hmm.
The early days of AI were marked by breakthroughs in areas like game playing and problem solving.
Okay.
Remember Deep Blue, the IBM computer that beat chess grandmaster Garry Kasparov?
Yeah, that was a huge deal. It felt like a machine had outsmarted one of the most brilliant minds on the planet.
It was a watershed moment that captured the public's imagination, but AI research hit a few roadblocks in the following decades.
What happened? Why did AI research stall out?
Well, one of the biggest challenges was the sheer complexity of human intelligence. It turned out that replicating the nuances of human thought, perception, and language was far more difficult than initially anticipated.
So those early AI systems were good at specific tasks, like playing chess.
Right.
But they couldn't generalize to other areas or learn and adapt like humans do.
Exactly. And they struggled with things we humans take for granted, like common sense reasoning and understanding the context of a situation.
So they were like really smart, but also really dumb in a way.
Yeah, kind of. But the story doesn't end there. The late 1990s and early 2000s saw a resurgence of AI research.
Okay.
Fueled by advances in computing power, the availability of massive data sets, and the development of new algorithms, particularly in the field of machine learning.
Machine learning. That's the technique where computers learn from data without being explicitly programmed,
You
right?
got it. It's like teaching a computer to recognize cats in pictures by showing it thousands of examples of cats rather than trying to define cat with specific rules and instructions.
So instead of programming the computer with a cat has 4 legs, a tail, and meows,
Right.
you just showed a bunch of cat pictures and let it figure out the patterns on its own.
Exactly, and that approach has proven incredibly powerful. It's led to breakthroughs in areas like image recognition, natural language processing, and even self-driving cars.
So machine learning was a game changer. But where does deep learning fit into all of this? I hear that term thrown around a lot.
Deep learning is a subset of machine learning inspired by the structure and function of the human brain. It uses artificial neural networks with multiple layers to analyze vast amounts of data, extracting complex patterns, and making predictions with remarkable accuracy.
So it's like giving those machine learning algorithms a supercharged brain boost.
Precisely. And it's deep learning that's behind many of the recent AI breakthroughs, like the chatbots that can hold surprisingly human-like conversations,
Yeah.
the AI systems that are creating stunning works of art, and the self-driving cars that are navigating our roads.
It's amazing to think about how far AI has come in just a few decades. But where do we go from here? What are the next frontiers of AI research?
That's the million-dollar question, and the answer is likely to surprise us. But there are a few areas that are particularly exciting. One is the quest for artificial general intelligence, or AGI, as we talked about earlier.
Right.
AI that can truly think and reason like a human being, that can solve a wide range of problems, and that can learn and adapt to new situations.
So we're talking about AI that's not just good at specific tasks, but AI that's genuinely intelligent AI that can rival or even surpass human capabilities.
Exactly. And that's a goal that's both exhilarating and daunting. Another exciting frontier is the development of AI systems that are more transparent, more explainable, and more aligned with human values.
So we're not just building smarter AI, we're building AI that we can trust AI, that we can understand AI that reflects our values and priorities.
Precisely. And that's essential if we want AI to be a force for good in the world.
It's like we're not just building tools, we're building partners, collaborators in shaping the future.
Yeah.
But let's face it, there are also concerns about AI, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we see those dystopian sci-fi movies where robots take over the world. How realistic are those fears?
It's important to acknowledge those concerns and to engage in open and honest conversations about the potential risks of AI as well as the benefits.
So what are some of the key risks we need to be thinking about?
Well, one concern is the potential for job displacement as AI automates tasks that were previously done by humans. Another concern is the possibility of AI being used for malicious purposes, like creating deepfakes that spread misinformation or developing autonomous weapons systems that could escalate conflicts.
Those are serious concerns.
Yeah.
What can we do to mitigate these risks?
It's a multifaceted challenge that requires collaboration across disciplines and sectors. We need to develop ethical guidelines for AI development and deployment, to invest in research on AI safety and security, and to educate the public about the potential benefits and risks of AI.
It sounds like we need a global conversation about AI, a collective effort to ensure that this powerful technology is used for good.
I couldn't agree more. The future of AI is not something that will be decided in Silicon Valley or in government labs. It's a future that we will shape together as a global community.
So we've explored the history of AI, the current state of the art, and some of the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. Now I think it's time to get really practical. What can our listener do to prepare for this AI-powered future? What skills should they be developing? What resources should they be tapping into?
Those are excellent questions, and the answers are likely to be different for each individual depending on their interests, their skills, and their aspirations.
Okay, so how do we make this relevant to our listener, to their specific situation?
I think the most important thing is to approach AI with a mindset of curiosity and a willingness to learn. The AI landscape is constantly evolving, so it's essential to stay informed about the latest developments and to be willing to adapt and acquire new skills.
So it's like learning a new language. You need to immerse yourself in it, practice regularly, and be open to making mistakes along the way.
Exactly. And like learning a new language, learning about AI can open up new worlds of opportunity. It can enhance your career prospects, empower you to solve problems in new ways, and even inspire you to create things you never thought possible.
So where should our listeners start? What are some concrete steps they can take to get on this AI learning journey?
Well, there are countless resources available online, from free courses and tutorials to open source AI tools and platforms. You can start by exploring tools like ChatGPT DALL-E or Stable Diffusion, which allow you to experiment with text generation, image creation, and even music composition.
It sounds like there's something for everyone, no matter what your interests are.
There is. And the more you experiment, the more comfortable you'll become with AI and the more confident you'll feel about navigating this rapidly evolving landscape.
Okay, so our listener has started experimenting with AI tools, maybe taking a few online courses, and is feeling a bit more comfortable with the basics. What's the next step?
The next step is to identify how AI can be applied to your specific field or area of interest. Whether you're in finance, healthcare, education, or the arts, there are AI applications and tools that can enhance your work, increase your efficiency, and even spark new ideas.
So it's about finding the intersection between AI and your passion.
Exactly. Think about the challenges you face in your work or the problems you'd like to solve in the world. Then explore how AI might be able to help.
It's like having a superpower at your disposal.
Yeah,
But with great power comes great responsibility, right?
absolutely. As you delve deeper into the world of AI, it's crucial to be mindful of the ethical considerations to ensure that you're using AI in a way that's responsible, fair, and aligned with your values.
So it's not just about the technical skills, but also about developing a sense of ethical awareness and responsibility when it comes to AI.
Precisely. And that awareness will become increasingly important as AI becomes more powerful and more pervasive in our lives.
So we've made it to the philosophical depths now, huh?
Huh?
And we're talking about AI. It's not just about the code and algorithms,
Yeah.
you know? It's about what it means to be human.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like AI is holding up a mirror,
Oh, yeah.
forcing us to confront some fundamental questions
Okay, like what?
about what makes us unique,
Okay.
what gives our lives meaning, and what our role is in this rapidly changing world.
So where do we even begin with these big philosophical questions?
Well, one of the most pressing questions, I think, is what it means to be conscious in an age of AI. If we can create machines that can learn and reason and solve problems,
Yeah.
even create art,
Yeah.
are we getting closer to creating machines that are also conscious?
That's a mind-blowing question.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't even fully understand human consciousness,
It's
let
so
alone
nice.
machine consciousness.
It's a mystery that philosophers and scientists have been grappling with for centuries.
Yeah.
But AI is forcing us to confront this mystery in a new and urgent way.
In a new way. How so?
Well, if we can create machines that exhibit many of the hallmarks of consciousness,
Okay.
how will that change our understanding of ourselves and our place in the universe?
It's almost like AI is challenging our very definition of what it means to be human.
It is. And it's raising a whole host of ethical and philosophical questions that we need to grapple with.
Like what kind of question?
Well, for example, if we create machines that are conscious, do they deserve the same rights and considerations as humans?
Wow.
Do we have a moral obligation to treat them with respect and dignity?
Those are huge questions, and I don't think there are any easy answers,
I agree.
but I think it's crucial that we start having these conversations now.
Now, before it's too late.
Before AI reaches a point where those questions become impossible to ignore.
Exactly. We need to be proactive, not reactive, in shaping the ethical and philosophical landscape of AI.
Okay, so consciousness is one big question that AI raises.
Yeah.
What are some of the other philosophical challenges we need to consider?
Another fascinating question is what it means to be creative in an age of AI. We're seeing AI systems that can generate art, music, and literature that is, in many cases, indistinguishable from human-created works.
Like AI is blurring the lines between human creativity and machine creativity.
Exactly. And that raises all sorts of interesting questions.
Such as?
For example, if an AI creates a beautiful piece of music, who owns the copyright?
That's a good question.
The AI itself. The programmers who created the AI. The person who provided the data that the AI learned from.
That's a legal and philosophical conundrum.
It is, and it highlights how AI is challenging our traditional notions of authorship, ownership, and intellectual property. But it also raises questions about the nature of creativity itself.
Okay.
If AI can create art that moves us, that inspires us, that makes us think, does it matter if it was created by a human or a machine?
I guess it depends on how you define creativity. If it's simply about generating something new and original, then maybe AI can be considered creative. But if it's about expressing something deeply personal, something that reflects the artist's unique experiences and emotions, then maybe that's something that's still uniquely human.
It's a fascinating debate and one that I think will continue for many years to come.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think it's important to remember that AI is a tool. It's a tool that can augment our creativity, that can inspire us to explore new ideas, and that can help us create things we never thought possible.
So instead of seeing AI as a threat to human creativity, we can see it as a collaborator, a partner in the creative process.
Exactly. And that's an exciting prospect. Imagine a world where human artists and AI systems work together to create entirely new forms of art, music, and literature, pushing the boundaries of creativity and imagination.
That's a vision that makes me optimistic about the future of AI. But let's be honest, there are also concerns about AI, right? Concerns about job displacement, about bias and algorithms, about the potential for AI to be used for malicious purposes. How do we address these concerns in a way that's both realistic and hopeful?
It's a balancing act for sure. We need to be aware of the potential risks of AI, and we need to take steps to mitigate those risks. But we also need to avoid getting bogged down in fear and pessimism. AI is a powerful tool, and like any powerful tool, it can be used for good or for ill.
So it's not about demonizing AI or trying to halt its progress.
Right.
It's about shaping its development and deployment in a way that aligns with our values
Exactly.
and serves our best interests.
And that's going to require a collective effort. We need researchers, policymakers, business leaders, and citizens from all walks of life to come together to create a future where AI is used ethically, responsibly, and for the benefit of all humankind.
So what can our listener do to be a part of this collective effort?
First and foremost, they can educate themselves about AI, its potential benefits and risks, and the ethical and societal implications of this transformative technology. There are countless resources available, from books and articles to online courses and podcasts.
Like this one.
Exactly. And once you have a good understanding of the issues, you can start engaging in conversations with your friends, family, and colleagues about AI. You can also get involved in organizations that are working to shape the future of AI in a positive direction.
So it's about becoming an informed and engaged citizen in the age of AI.
Precisely. Because ultimately, the future of AI is not something that will be decided by a small group of experts in Silicon Valley or in government labs. It's a future that will be shaped by all of us, by our choices, our actions, and our collective vision for the kind of world we want to create.
That's a powerful message, and I think it's a fitting conclusion to our deep dive into the future of AI. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the technical details to the philosophical implications, and I hope this exploration has given our listener a better understanding of this transformative technology and its potential to shape our world.
And remember, this is just the beginning of the conversation. The world of AI is constantly evolving, and there are many more questions to explore and challenges to address. So stay curious, stay engaged, and keep diving deep.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. We hope you've enjoyed this exploration of the future of AI. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the frontiers of human knowledge and imagination.